Russia's southern region of Dagestan is observing its first of 3 days of mourning. This after terror attacks on police and houses of worship that left at least 20 people dead and more than 46 injured. The coordinated attacks targeted two churches, a synagogue, and a police post during the Orthodox celebration of Pentecost. 15 police officers were among the victims, as well as an Orthodox priest. Authorities say security forces killed the 5 attackers. An affiliate of the Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack. And for more insight, let's bring in Sara Harmouch, a terrorism expert and PhD candidate at American University. She is also the founder of H9 Defense. Sara, good to have you back on the show. Your reaction, and what do you think was behind these attacks?
What do I think, or who do I think is behind the attacks?
Who do you think? What do you think is the motive?
The motive is clear. I mean, jihadist groups and militant groups, specifically radical Islamist one, have always wanted to target Russia. And the focus has always been on religious sites and on coordinated series of attacks, which the motive behind those are to create sectarian divides between communities, which will then cause degradation of the cultural and religious fabrics between these communities, and also to create fear and uncertainty also to establish aspects of where countries focused on wars or are diverted and their resources are reallocated for other ways. Militant groups usually exploit those in order to conduct attacks and launch them successfully, because there's been diversion of resources and the military focus is also shifting.
Yeah, and Sara, we mentioned an affiliate of the Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attacks. What more can you tell us about this terror group and its ties to this Muslim region in Russia?
The Islamic State in Khorasan have targeted before and conducted the Moscow attack that was not too long ago from this attack. There are various claims of different responsibilities for various groups, and some groups are not claiming responsibilities in order to keep strategic ambiguity and not have all eyes on that group. And then the Islamic State have been claiming some of these attacks. And with the ongoing war in Ukraine right now, and with the Israel and Gaza war that is ongoing in the Middle East, and with a lot of things going on in Afghanistan and the Taliban rise, a lot of these groups start competing for attention. And one of the ways they compete for attention is by conducting a series of high-profile attacks targeting a superpower country, one of the powerful countries, in order to establish a more presence on the geopolitical stage, and to establish intent and capabilities, and to reassert itself as the global jihadist groups against all the other groups that are competing for that same attention.
Yeah, so we don't have a lot of time left, but I want to touch on this. A number of Russian lawmakers have actually pointed the finger at Ukraine and NATO for these attacks. What would lead them to believe that? I mean, where's the connection there?
To be honest, there is no connection. It's Russia's trying to. It launched a counterterrorism operation against all of these groups, and it had said before that it's going to launch a bigger operation to eradicate Islamist militant groups from Russia. With the diversion of Russia's attention to combat Ukraine, and militant groups are taking that as an advantage, Russia feels embarrassed on the type of attacks that it's encountering and not being able to thwart these attacks. So blaming another country without substantiated evidence is very problematic, but it also shows you the capabilities of terrorist groups' abilities in conducting these strikes to cause diplomatic tension, which could inadvertently exacerbate the tension between Russia and Ukraine and lead to a bigger war. But there are no substantiated grounds for these claims thus far.
Well, Sara, thank you so much for weighing in. We appreciate your insights.
Of course, thank you so much for having me.